Hey, it's Matt with Midwest Guns and Gear, and we've got another all-time classic for you today, and that is the High Power. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful piece of work. Now, High Power, this is not a Browning, this is a FEG, but there have been so many clones and so many copies of these, plus so many militaries have carried these over the years, that you're going to see all kinds of these if you really get looking. And this is a FEG. It was made in Hungary. The military in Hungary carried these for a couple of years. They had the PA-63. They upgraded to this. They produced it in-house, and then they went to the Israeli Jericho afterwards. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. This is it's a fun gun to shoot. This is actually my wife's. She has two that she likes to carry, and this is one of them that she carries on her when she doesn't have to conceal carry quite a bit, and really enjoys shooting it, as do I. Now, this was originally designed by John Browning, which, you know, any of us in the firearms world know he has just produced some fantastic firearms. And this is kind of a sad one. This was one that he was coming up with. He was really into the production of this and the development of this, but he passed away a couple years before it was finally finished. And FN continued on with it, and in 1935 these started being produced, and these have been like in so many different conflicts, carried by so many different militaries and police forces, even ours unofficially. You know, I know quite a few guys that served in the Army that back in the 80s, that you talk to them and they had they'd say they had a Browning High Power. So yeah, even we had them. And I've seen some of these with Nazi marks on them. So the Germans in World War II had these, as well as the Canadians, as well as the English. The list just goes on and on and on. And we're going to talk a little bit about the High Power itself. And then we're going to talk about the FEG, this particular variant of it. And I pulled some stuff up on my phone, looked through. This is actually from Wikipedia. The number of High Powers built is estimated at over 1,500,000 plus, with numerous variants. They came in 7.65 by 21 Parabellum, 9 by 19, which is 9mm, which is what this is, and 40 Smith & Wesson. They came single action and double action. This one is a double action, semi-automatic. Effective range of fire, 50 meters. It has a detachable box magazine. And this one is loaded. Like I said, my better half carries this, so she keeps it ready to go. But there is nothing in there. These, you can get 10, 13, 15, 17 rounds in 9mm, or the ones made in Rhodesia, 20 to 30 round mags, or in 40 Smith & Wesson 10 rounds. Now, during World War II, Belgium was occupied by Nazi Germany, and the FN factory was used to build the pistols for their military under the designation of 9mm pistol 640B. FN Herschel continued to build the guns for the Allied forces by moving their production line to a plant in Canada, where the name was then changed to the High Power. The name change was kept even after production returned to Belgium, and the pistol is often referred to as the HP, the BHP, and the terms P35 and HP35 are also used based on the introduction of the pistol in 1935. Other names for this, the GP after the French term Grande Pursuance, the BAP, Browning automatic pistol. The High Power is one of the most often used ones. And after 82 years of continuous production, FN had announced that they would end and discontinue this in 2018, but 2019, 2022, none of these were built, but the demand for these was just insane when they stopped doing them. All of a sudden everybody wanted one. So they started coming out. Girsan makes them, Taisa, Springfield Armory. There's quite a few of them out there, and these were used, like I said, in numerous conflicts and numerous militaries had carried these. And like I said, this one is made by FEG in Hungary. According to Wikipedia, it was designed by Joseph Kaminski and manufactured in FEG Army Arms facility. I don't know if I would say designed by, since this is pretty much a copy of high power, but according to Wikipedia, because you know everything you see on the internet's true, right? But made in Hungary. They were in service from 1994 until 2010. They were originally designed in 1980, and originally made to export to the civilian market. It was adopted to replace the PA-63 after the end of the Warsaw Pact. The pistol was known as the P9RC in police service, while the 96M is the name used by the Hungarian military. In the 1990s, though, the P9RC was replaced by the IWI Jericho 941 in Hungarian police service before acquiring the HK USP in the 2000s. So just a little bit of history about this. Now these pop up, like I said, quite a bit. When I purchased this, we weren't even married when I purchased this for her. It was, we were moving up to our homestead where we're at now, and you know, I just wanted her to be able to protect herself if she was home alone. And these came on, they were like less than $300 at the time. They were incredibly cheap. They was a high power. They were nice firearms. So so I grabbed it. These were there, then they disappeared. You didn't see the FEGs for a while. And then here recently, I've seen a lot of these hit the market again. And, you know, they're not quite as refined, not quite as nice as the Browning, but there's a huge price difference. And they shoot really nice. They feel really nice in the hand. And, you know, I've got no complaints on this. Like I said, I bought this for her. She loves it. This is, you know, what she carries on her around the farm and in places where, you know, she does carry that she's not CCWing. So yeah, we both like it. It does have mag release here. It does have a decocker on it. It does not have a safety other than the decocker. And I believe it's got a half cock as well. But just in general, a nice little double action pistol. And really, if you look at a lot of the more modern double actions, even the Jericho and some of the CZ, you see a lot of similarities where it kind of looks like they were maybe based off of this pistol. So we're going to take this down to the range. We're going to put a mag or two through it and have some fun. So come join me. All right, we made it down to the range. Got the FEG high power P9R, whatever you want to call it, with me here. We're gonna pop off a mag. I put about 8-9 rounds. It's a 10-round mag that I've got right now, and once I got to about 7, it was a little bit of a pain to get them in. But another interesting fact on the high power I didn't mention before, one person that carried one of these, Mr. Hannibal Smith. If you know who that is. Not Hannibal Lecter, Hannibal Smith. Which, one of the other firearms that Hannibal and his team carried, the Mini 14 underfolder. We got one of those we've got a video coming up on pretty soon. And it's one of the original 80s ones, not the newer ones, although happy to see that they came back. So let's look at the Hungarian P9R high power. Like I said, it's a fun gun to shoot. I could actually spend a little more time, put a few more rounds down range with this, because it's a fun one to shoot. You ever had one of these before? Ever shot a high power or one of the high power clones? The FEG, the Girsan, the Springfield. Like I said, there's a lot of them out there. Or did you have one of the original ones? Those things are going up in value. These are still fairly cheap if you run across them, but did you have one? What did you have? What model? Let me know. I'd be interested in hearing. It's Matt with Midwest Guns and Gear. If you enjoy these videos, please consider giving us a thumbs up or subscribing to the channel. We try to get these videos out as much as possible. It's going to start cooling down a little bit, so we might be limited on how many we can get out, but we're still going to try to keep pumping these out, and we got plenty more firearms to come. So consider subscribing to that channel and watching for new videos as they come out. Till next time, it's Matt with Midwest Guns and Gear. Have a great day.